Good afternoon, friends, or good evening, friends, as the case may be, and welcome to another edition of the Bill Crane Report with my good friend Duane Weiss. And it's a pleasure and a privilege to be with you again. And I'm going to give you a heads up here. It's going to be the most convoluted show on record.
Most of them are.
Yeah.
We have a good time.
We didn't only got through half of the stuff last show, so I said, well, I'm going to get the other half of it. And then the news started to pile in and more stuff, and oh, golly. First of all, though, we're going to start in by I'm going to toss the ball to Duane. And we are doing this on the 26th or 25th, or whatever, 25th.
Yep, 25th.
Of May, and 4 days from now it'll be Memorial Day. And after that, in the month of June, the 6th of June, which was D-Day. And I just asked Duane to reflect on those 2 days, Duane.
Let's start with Memorial Day. It is a time that we should reflect and we should remember what it's all about. Memorial Day, unfortunately, has turned into a Macy's sale. Somebody else's Memorial Day sale. We forget what it is. It's all barbecue, it's all sale today. But it's a day when we honor veterans, but particularly fallen veterans. And we tend to forget of all the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that gave their life for us. And it's a day we should keep solemn.
Yeah, we're almost, just doesn't seem that, we should have cookouts and get drunk on a day like Memorial Day.
I noticed one of the companies said it, Memorial Day celebration sale.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a celebration. It should be an observance.
Exactly. It should be. It was a solemn holiday, and it's degenerated.
Of course.
But you're right. Folks, World War II, of course, was the mother of all battles. Yep. What I think a lot of us tend to forget is that after Pearl Harbor, we had lines at the induction centers.
Yeah, recruiting stations.
Recruiting stations. Yep. And just lines upon lines of young men.
Many of them lying about their age.
That's right, to get in.
14, 15 years old. Tell them, I'm 18.
Because, and I can remember one friend of mine saying, I did it because I had to do my part.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Boy, have we lost that.
We have.
We surely have. But, the guys that went in, let's say, I know a lot of guys, it was December 7th, 1941, and they stayed home for Christmas, and then right to the recruiting center, and they left. And they didn't come back for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, they stayed for the duration.
Yeah.
They couldn't get out.
I mean, you went to basic training, then you went to infantry training, and then you went to a base where a division was built, and then you found yourself going overseas.
On a troop ship someplace, either heading to
Whether
Europe or
heading
heading
to England for
or
a
the
year.
South Pacific.
Yeah, or the South Pacific, staging areas, and guys came back after 4 years, totally and completely changed.
Oh, of course.
They gave up 4 years of their life with no guarantees they were ever going to come back in
A lot of them didn't, or came back mutilated.
Exactly. We owe that generation,
yes, we do,
a tremendous thanks.
And there's so few left. That's the unfortunate.
That's absolutely right. And D-Day, the 6th of June.
Yep.
We invaded Fortress Europe.
Yep.
A lot of guys died on that day.
Sure did. Oh, that was a brutal day when they went through the beaches in Normandy.
Sure was. The second day wasn't a heck of a lot better.
No.
But
I know it's fiction, but one of the, I think, most powerful movie that I ever saw was Saving Private Ryan. Oh my God!
You know, I talked to guys that had been there, and they said that was
like it
what
should
it
have
was
been.
like.
Yeah, yeah.
That first 29 minutes was unbelievable.
Oh, my wife was stunned. I was stunned too. But
Brought my son, who was, oh boy, I guess Peter was probably 15 or 16. Boy, he was mighty impressed.
Yeah.
Mighty impressed with that whole thing.
When that movie was over, people got up and left, and I just sat there for a while.
Yeah.
My wife said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I just..."
Reflecting on
on
that
it.
last scene
Yeah.
in the cemetery.
Yeah, that's the one that got me right there.
And the kids in the background. And I remember Peter saying to me, those stupid kids, there's nothing to laugh about.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the background, though, away from people there up front paying their respects. Quite a pair of days, back to back.
It was. They didn't know. Eisenhower already had the conciliatory announcement if it should fail. He had it all written out because he wasn't sure.
Oh, absolutely right. There's all kinds of things that could have gone wrong. But, you know, the hand of God was on Hitler.
Boy, I'll tell you.
He made all the wrong moves.
All the wrong moves.
Yep.
And there wasn't a bunch of them went to a birthday party or something?
Yeah.
It was,
yeah.
Yeah.
The officer corps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Von Rundstedt was missing in action there. Who
Yep.
knows where he was? But even if they wanted him to push buttons, he wasn't available to do it.
You're right, though. Fate was
Yep.
smiling on us that day.
Yep. Well, okay. I have got more stuff. I don't even know where to start.
Just jump in.
Dig in. 32.1% of 18 to 34-year-olds live at home with their parents.
Oh,
The
yeah.
millennials.
Yep. It's much higher than it was 5 years ago.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
What do you think? Where do you put that? Why is that? I got some ideas too.
The housing market has just skyrocketed.
Mm-hmm.
The jobs market has
Contracted.
pancaked.
Mm-hmm.
I think also some of these kids in school, in colleges, are taking things and getting degrees in Chinese and Japanese Oriental art.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then they get out and they find out
Oh, gee,
got a
there's
lot of debt, but there's no jobs.
no jobs for that?
You don't hire a Japanese artist?
Yeah, I mean, who's going to teach about early urns from Zumzam province, you know? So I don't think they're prepared for the real world.
I think there's another factor. I
Yeah.
agree. It's all those factors, plus there's a certain part of that generation have been pampered,
Coddled?
coddled.
That's the word I was thinking of.
Mama does the cooking. Mama cleans my room. She washes my clothes, and I don't want to give that up.
No, and mommy and daddy, and they don't have big families anymore.
No.
There's just one or two of them. You know, they're doing their thing. I get the house to myself weekends. Why would I want to go out and spend $1,400 for an apartment or $2,200 in Boston for an apartment? So I think that it's just too good to be true. And now that they can stay on Daddy's health plan till they're 26,
That's right.
that's keeping them home too. Oh, gee, and Dad and Mom, between the two of them, they have 3 cars. They've always given me one and paid the insurance on it, so
Yeah,
holy cow, that might
you don't
disappear.
expect me to pay for it, but
yeah.
The first time Craig, one of the first times he came home from UMass out in Amherst, and he had this big duffel bag of laundry. He walked in the house. Hi, Mom. He throws it down the laundry room and he says, I brought my laundry. And she looked at him, didn't say anything. She looked at her. It was sort of like a staring contest. Craig says, well? She says, well, you know how to use the washing machine. And she turned around. He was shocked.
You know, two things my wife taught the boys, all of them. How to cook,
Yep.
rudimentary, but how to cook,
Yep.
and how to run the dishwasher.
Oh, the dishwasher.
Not the dishwasher, the washing
Yeah.
machine. And they were expected to do their own laundry
Yeah,
from about this high.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep. But yeah, that's an unsettling number.
It is.
And,
That's
you
way
know,
too
and,
high.
and I think also too that this is not exactly a take charge bunch. This current generation.
No.
They've been taken care of, and they just lack the gold get up and go. All right, I'm going to go out on my own,
That's
and
right.
the chips are going to fall where they may, and that's it.
Well, I think it relates to that in that recently Norton passed over on not to pass the 2.5.
Yeah,
And I don't think the paper said Norton has never passed a 2.5.
that's
They
correct.
have a perfect record.
And nor has Attleboro.
That's right, Attleboro either. Well, last Saturday, the kids from school were going to have this rally demanding,
Yeah, isn't that cute?
they want this and they want that. What is that school teaching them for life? It's teaching them that if you don't get what you get what you want, not what you can afford.
Now, by the way, too, Duane,
Yep.
do you think they thought that up all on their own?
Hell no.
The
The
teachers?
teachers, you
The
bet.
administration?
Yeah. Oh,
Get
yeah.
out in the street with signs and demand your mother and father pony up the bread.
The rest of the people in town phoning it
Yeah.
up.
I mean, good Lord.
What are you teaching that kid?
The other thing, too, you asked me why this was. I'll tell you also why it was. Back when you and I were young buckos,
Yep.
and we get out of school, guess what we faced? Uncle Sam.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And the U.S. Army. And I'll tell you what, once you've gone in the Army and been on your own, there's not a lot of appeal to moving back in with mom and dad. So I think that it teaches young men to stand on their own two bloody feet, take care of themselves, and when they return to civilian life, they are much better prepared.
Yep.
Here's a question for you, and I don't know whether you're going to get this answer or not.
I'll try.
California downgraded shoplifting to a misdemeanor.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, what happened? Did shoplifting crimes go up as a result or down?
I think they went up. Shocker, huh?
What a shocker, huh? Holy cow. The punishment is reduced to a mere, don't do that
Naughty,
again.
naughty.
So everybody goes out and says, shopping night tonight. We'll
Yep.
go out, fill out the basket, and just push it out the bloody door.
Take what you want.
And run like hell. Alex Trebek
Yep.
is
We watch him every night.
is a fine host.
Yes, he is.
And he does a good job. And he has done it for a long time. But he got off the reservation on Supin week thereover it was with all those bozos from Washington.
Oh, God.
Oh, what a despicable lot.
Oh, me too. When I saw them, I thought, I said, these guys are talking heads.
Oh, they're empty-headed.
That guy from
bozos.
Minnesota.
Yeah,
that
right.
was
Al Franken.
Yeah. That they were really
Well,
scraping the bottom
what
when they got.
I was upset with was when Michael Steele was on,
Yep.
who was the former head of the Republican
Right.
Party and all, and Alex Trebek said to him,
I know what he said to
"Yep, you
All right.
must be disappointed with developments in the presidential primaries."
Aren't you glad you were the former? You're the former
Yup,
head?
that's
oh, yeah.
right.
That one.
And Mr.
Rankled me,
Steele
too.
said, "Well, things may work out at the convention. I hope they do," or something like that. Good and Mr. Trebek going on and says, good luck. I mean, he stepped over the boundary.
Yes, he did. That was...
Is he going to ask Democrats embarrassing questions? You betcha patootie he's not. Well, here's something I'm going to ask you. Let's see how you do on this one.
All right.
A poll.
Would I get a prize here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
A poll in the Washington Post of 504 Native Americans, and that's Indians to you folks at home, in case you were wondering.
And if they asked Elizabeth Warren, it would have been 505.
That's right. They were asked their opinion. Now, these are just Native Americans.
Okay.
504 is a magic number. When you get 504, you get a lower number as far as accuracy. You get a better number as far as accuracy is concerned. Ask them their opinion, approve or disapprove, of the name Washington Redskins. Would you care to take an educated guess on that, kind sir?
This could be tricky because all we hear about is the activists, the loudmouths that are saying, oh, no, 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 no. We never hear about the other side that says, hey, I kind of like that idea. The only time I ever saw that the other side, the side we're talking about, is that Florida Seminoles. They were making a big fuss about changing this, and the Seminoles said, wait a second here.
Yeah, time out.
We worked with Florida State to come up with this name. We designed the logo. We designed everything.
And we choreographed the guy coming along and firing the lance into the flaming lance.
We're proud of our heritage.
Yeah, this is a big plus for us.
I think that it's probably that they don't object as much as we say here.
All right. So, how many people approve of the name Washington Redskins? What percentage?
I'm going to say 64. I don't know. 65-35.
Try 90%
oh boy,
approve, 9% disapprove, and 1% would not answer.
Yep.
So they asked the question a different way. They then said, do you find the term, the descriptive term, redskin, offensive? If someone were to call you a redskin, would you be offended?
I think the number is going to be higher on that one, just the way it's phrased.
Okay.
Because there's that, always got that racial edge to everything.
73% said no problem. It is
it would
not
be a little bit
an
more, but
offensive
it's not,
term. So if the Indians themselves are in approval, why are the liberal loonies and the phonies in Congress all running around crying and moaning?
Because there's a certain element, a very minor element, that wants to control how you and I not only do what we do, but how we think.
Because they are phonies, crybabies, and weirdos trying desperately for issues they can champion for the lower classes, quote unquote, so they can feel better. They can feel that they're doing for those less fortunate. These bozos really and truly get off on that.
Of course they do.
Oh. WBZ Radio, do you listen to that?
No.
How about WBZ News, Channel 4 News?
Usually right after
I find
Snarky gets off.
I find John Keller to be a pompous, snarky little twit.
You know, I changed my opinion on him. I used to think that this guy's got she's sharp, but then over the time, I've come up with the same opinion.
Yeah, you know, he is the kind of guy that wouldn't say to you, I don't like your stand, Duane.
Right.
Why don't you smarten up? Instead, he'd go around the back and maybe hint a little bit.
Yeah.
And say, well, you know, it would be nice if Duane could modify his opinions a little. He just doesn't. I don't like
He's
this
fallen
guy.
into that Trump trap. Like everybody's other people.
He's also fallen into another trap where he's probably getting $200,000 or $300,000 a year for being on BZ,
easy
on the
that.
TV
Yeah.
and the radio, and he's going to do what his masters
Yep. Oh, yeah.
direct him or sort of push him in that direction.
Well, he knows where his
Of course he does.
that whole word side his bread is buttered on.
You know, it's a lot like some of the sportscasters, Dale Arnold, for instance, appears on both radio and television. He's paid by the Bruins. He's the host before the game,
Yep.
in between periods, and after the game. So, I mean, he's doing well, and he's got a talk show on BZ Radio from 3 to 7
Yep.
with Michael Hawley and some other knucklehead. But I'll tell you what, you'll never, ever hear him say anything bad about the Bruins.
Yep.
And he might just as well say, well, they're paying me, folks. I can't say anything
Christ,
bad.
for sure.
It's, and this is how John Keller strikes me, too.
Like
Now,
I said,
here-
it used to be different.
He did. Before he got this full-time gig
Yeah, I
on
think that's.
TV.
Yep. He's
right?
sort of like a guest coming in. And, yep.
Money talks.
Oh, sure does.
This is something I find difficult to believe. What percentage of the grocery business in the U.S. does Walmart have?
I
Now-
think it's big.
Yeah, and
It's not so much here.
that's exactly what I was
But if
going
you get
to
the
say.
rest of the world, the rest of the country, they do huge amount of grocery business. It's only been recently that they started.
5%.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah,
I was shocked.
it's the only past few years that they carried groceries here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, remember Mayor Menino?
God, you could forget him.
Yeah, I wouldn't let Walmart in.
Nope.
They're not unionized. Well, you people that live in Boston from the lower income bracket,
Yep.
well, too bad, okay? Because I'm going to block them.
Yep.
Now, I think also, too, if Walmart had played footsie with them,
There was another. That's another reason.
Yep.
That I don't know about.
Yep.
Is that at one time Menino, he had this pet charity. I don't know what it is, but he shook down everybody for it. And when he came to Walmart, he went to Walmart and to Target. And what he wanted from Walmart, Walmart said, "No, we've got a set across the country. We'll support you, but we support this, this, and this. It's an equal." But Target said, "I'll give you whatever you want." And after that, Target could come in and build wherever they want, and
Guess that-
Walmart couldn't come in at all.
guess that was the right answer, huh?
I guess it was.
So I wonder, as we reflect on the mayor for life, Tom Menino, who did a lot of good, by the way, I wonder how the low-income people feel after paying for the last 20 or 25 years more money than they should
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
for not having access to a Walmart.
That's right.
And will Mayor Walsh? No.
No.
Mayor Walsh will tell them right to their eyes, look me in the eye. You're not union.
That's right.
All right? Go die someplace.
Yep. I think Walsh only sees something with a U starting.
That's exactly right. Fox News on 5/19, May 19th, 6 days ago.
Yep.
Unfavorability ratings. Hillary and Donald Trump. Can you take any guess on how Fox News poll found the people to think on this matter?
It's Fox. It's not CNN. It's not MSNBC. So let's see. Unfavorable rating. Let's start with Hillary.
Okay.
I'm going to go 58%, and with Mr. Trump, 60.
You know, you're marvelously close. But Hillary, 61. Trump, 56. This is the first poll that she has beaten him as being more unfavorable
that's
than
right.
I have seen. By the way,
Plus, did you see her numbers go down?
yeah,
She had like a 15, 18-point lead at one point. Now they're neck and neck.
let me tell you something. In some of the key states, she is gasping for air.
Oh, she's hearing footsteps.
She is. 75% of West Virginians polled in the exit poll who said, I voted for Bernie Sanders, 75% said they will not vote for Hillary Clinton.
Of course.
That's what happens when you say, yeah, I'm going to take your industry away and I'm going to knock your jobs out.
Yeah, we're gonna stop using coal.
That's exactly.
You don't say that word in West Virginia.
She retreated on that, but you know what she said, I think, was in private because it was never reported but she did admit to walking backwards on that. Yeah. Well, explain to us what your position is now, Hillary.
Yep.
By the way, Bill does not call her Hillary.
Is it Hill?
It's Hillary.
Oh, Hillary.
Hillary. Yeah, the A is out.
Okay.
You know.
As long as he doesn't call her Monica Lewinsky.
Exactly. By the way, if there's a stupider person in the United States than Ed Rendell, bring him on. The former governor of Pennsylvania, former chairman of the DNC, Democratic National Committee, and the current chairman of the Democratic Convention.
Yep.
He said, he picked up a remark that Trump made. And he said, well, this is good. There are more ugly women in the U.S. than attractive ones, and they will be offended by some of Trump's remarks. Hence, they will vote for Hillary.
Oh, Lord.
You know, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. He got a mortar out and put a round through his foot. I mean,
he was sunk right with the first words that come out of his mouth.
He's apologized now.
Oh,
I don't know what I was thinking, and oh my heavens, and
you know, Bill, the conventions that are going to come up.
Yep.
For the first time, I'm looking forward to it. They used to make me so mad. I wanted to watch whatever was on, you know.
Gunsmoke.
And that whole week long, that damn convention was on preempting my programs.
Thank God for cable TV.
Yep.
Because it'll only be on a few stations, and we go and watch something else. It's always something else.
This round, it's going to be like Friday night at the fights.
It's going to be blood.
It's going to be good.
It's
going to be good, folks.
I'll tell you. Bernie Sanders is hanging tough.
He is. I expected him to drop out a long time ago. But
now, let me just throw something at you. I think Bernie Sanders is hanging on. And he goes to bed every night and says, please, pretty please, let that indictment come down.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because he feels in the event that an indictment comes down, or if the FBI releases the fact that they have asked the Justice Department to indict, because they can't indict a loaf of bread. Right. And then we'll see whether or not the Attorney General, handpicked by the President, has the guts to indict Hillary. I think that's a long shot, but the FBI director is going to release the information, and the evidence will get leaked out,
Oh, yeah.
and that will be almost as bad as the indictment itself.
Could be even worse.
Because
if there's a
then
cover-up.
everybody's going to say, well, Hillary went to Obama, and here's the cover-up.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and it'll be, and the cover-up will be worse than the deeds that she did. And I'm sure, too, Vice President Biden, you remember him, everybody's crazy Uncle Joe that comes to the weddings. I'm sure he's sitting there, too, and he's got to be like a coyote circling a deer that's wounded. Oh, please, 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 indictment, come down.
He could be in a good position.
He'll jump in there with both feet and say, well, look, Bernie does not have enough numbers at the convention. You people, Hillary's numbers are going to go out the window. If she withdraws or whatever, she won't withdraw. She'll absolutely try to brazen it out. But if, in fact, she's indicted, I think that she may have to fall on her sword. And if that's the case, crazy Uncle Joe is going to be first in line.
Yeah. Where do you see John Kerry if that happens?
Oh, he'd be there too, clearing his throat, saying, you know, with my military experience.
And my 45 Purple Hearts.
Yeah, right. You know, over there in Vietnam, never mind that I threw the medals over the wall, but he would be panting anxiously.
I read one of his publications, and I read one of his commanding officers' responses.
Unfit to Command, the book.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he put himself in. First of all, you don't put yourself in for
no, you can't.
like that.
And he didn't have a witness for the.
And he would put himself in for all these Purple Hearts. His commanding officer says, I can't sign that.
How can
That's
you
ridiculous.
possibly put yourself in for a Silver Star?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
He was just setting himself, padding his resume for his political career when he got out. That's all he was doing.
Exactly. And then when he saw the wind blowing the other way, took the medals and chucked them over the wall. And then later on said, you know, those weren't my medals. Those are just medals from a pawn shop. My medals are at home. I never.
Oh, yeah.
That was just a political statement by a young man that just didn't have his head on straight. Oh, man. Do you think that there's a certain senator doing any rain dances in her backyard, too, hoping that this is going to happen and that the sun will shine on her?
What are you talking about?
Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren? Oh, I'm sorry. I should have never said it. That's an insult to Pocahontas.
Yeah, Pokey is.
I'm sorry, Pocahontas, wherever you are.
I think she's probably watching all of this very cautiously, too, very carefully.
She's so sly about it. I don't have any ambitions like that. Just like what the tailor, the rabbit said, "Oh, please don't throw me in the briar patch."
Yeah,
you know?
right. Yeah. We need to invite Donald Trump to come on with us.
That's a damn good idea.
And we'll give him 1 hour to talk about the Middle East. We'll have a little question and answer afterwards. And then we'll prime the pump ahead of time. Say, Donald, why don't you talk to all the union members in the country and explain to them that you are the jobs president in waiting and why the union members should support you? Because believe it or not, folks, they should. This guy is going to create jobs.
I think he will.
If he's elected. And then we'll let him take us out to dinner afterwards.
A nice place. We can afford it.
That's right. No McDonald's for us.
No.
Interesting. There was Bill O'Reilly last night talked about millennials and socialism.
Okay.
And how they have no understanding of what socialism really is. None.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever. They are the only group that views socialism more favorably than unfavorably, the millennials.
Well, they see socialism as something soft and fuzzy and warm.
Exactly. When quizzed, many young people think socialism is federally mandated niceness.
Yep, exactly.
When asked to define it, they have in mind a more generous safety net, more kindness, and being more together.
Sitting around singing Kumbaya.
Yep. But when asked if they agreed with the more traditional definition, government control of the economy, support dropped considerably. Given the choice between government control of the economy and a free market economy, they overwhelmingly chose the free market. Well, how the hell can you be a socialist and a free marketeer at the same time?
Well, see, they don't see
They
socialism
don't.
as socialism.
That's exactly right. Exactly. My own personal opinion, they're chasing a rainbow with information spewed by a false prophet, Bernie. And they have no idea what lies at the end of his rainbow.
Take these young people. A lot of them are just graduate from college, or they're about to, or they're educated. They have no idea that when they get out in the workforce, if that kind of system goes in, you might as well fork over 65, 70% of your check. It's going to go right to the government.
Absolutely.
They're going to say, what? Where do you think free this comes from, and free that, and free this?
Yeah. No, you know what they see? They see, well, we're going to just hold off paying our school debt because Bernie's going to make it all go away.
Go all the way.
Yeah, and Hillary said, well, she'll do something, but she's been very unclear on what she's going to do. The state of Massachusetts,
Good help.
I'm telling you, I am so proud to be in this state. I mean, the legislature here, they're just absolute courageous doers.
Absolutely.
Just recently, they have raised the legal age to smoke to 21. That's going to solve all the problems.
Of course it is.
Man alive, there it is. Just one bit of brilliance. Can you imagine how much money it costs to debate that, print the bill, enact all of this nonsense?
Of course.
And it is not going to affect one bloody thing.
No, it doesn't.
It'll just give somebody else a job going around checking on these
we'll have
stores.
more inspectors.
Convenience stores. Did you sell any? That kid, you checking IDs and all that?
Menino, when he was going to take the driver's license away from the gang members, found out they didn't have any driver's license. They didn't care.
No, not at all. So these kids will just, this is a waste of time, and this will, they say this will, but this was a selling point. This will protect the health of our youth.
Yep.
There's not one kid that's going to be impacted because they know where the hell to go buy cigarettes.
course.
And they know somebody that'll get a
Pick
carton
up,
for them. Bingo.
Well, they got a driver's license. They'll go to New Hampshire,
But yet,
and it'll be cheaper.
18-year-olds can go in the Army, go into combat, vote, have credit cards, run up credit card debt, student loans, car loans, but they can't buy cigarettes. Why? It's bad for your health.
You know what that legislature's doing? Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
That's the easy thing to get.
Do you know what the legislature is going to do with marijuana? They're going to legalize it.
Of course they will.
Yeah. So you stop them from smoking cigarettes, but say, oh, well, pot's much better for you. Out of this study about this under 21 smoking, they asked some other questions too. What percentage of 12th graders reported consuming alcohol in the year 2015?
I'm going to go on a limb and say 80%.
58%.
58, I was high.
Yeah. So, folks, we're going to combat smoking, but 58% of the kids are abusing alcohol. Which you have to be 21 to buy. How are they getting the alcohol?
There's always somebody 21.
Oh, no. What percent reported of this same group, seniors in high school, 12th graders using marijuana in the past year. Excuse me.
I go 60.
35%.
35. Yeah, well,
Yep. What percent?
I must have had a bad upbringing.
What percent reported using marijuana in the last month? 21%.
21.
So these young buckaroos are abusing alcohol, marijuana, but you guys, the legislature, thank God you saved them from cigarettes. Every one of you should just stand there and pound your chest like Tarzan. We must have the biggest bunch of knuckleheads
Of course we do.
of any state legislature in the country.
Yep.
Honest to God.
And unfortunately, their actions have serious consequences. Not
They
so
do.
much for their serious consequences.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Just look at what happened with that police officer that just got shot.
Well, you know what? I got a pile of stuff on that. And then the police officers that captured that guy and beat the crap out of
Yep.
him. And I thought maybe the next show would spend quite a bit of time on those two
yeah.
events. And
There's-
see if we
There's a
can,
lot of blame to go around.
let me tell you, you're
on that.
absolutely
Was
right.
it Weiss? What was the town?
Yeah. How quickly we forget.
I know, his funeral
yeah.
is just coming up. But there's some legislatures going to have
Well,
some.
let me tell you
some,
something.
fault
If
there.
there was, well, you're stealing my thunder, but
All right, I
I'm
won't
going to
go
tell
into
you,
it.
I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk about electing judges.
Oh, you
Because
and I have
it-
gone on this before.
Well, it would be impossible to find a more incompetent bunch of judges
Nincompoops
that
that we
we
got.
have
Yep.
in this state. And this is going to be, we're going to go over that.
Good.
And I've also got quite a few other examples, including one guy that jumped bail, driving without a license, caused an accident,
Yep. Oh, yeah.
was drunk, and brought in to court, okay? Out on $500 bail, and he jumped it.
Yeah.
And the judge released him on his own recognizance.
It is mind-boggling.
You tell me how you can possibly
Even a
do
$500 bail is $50 with a bail bond.
that. Yeah.
You know, we'll get in that one. We're going to have a good show.
Yeah,
on
we're
that
going to
one.
have a good show because I'll tell you, I've got a folder this thick
Yeah.
on that stuff. Well,
That just frosts me when I
we'll
see
just-
that kind of stuff.
Well, this is going to be quite a show next time, folks. Now, in the year 2014, 42,773 people, you might as well say 43,000, committed suicide. In 1999,
About the same as number as killed in auto accidents.
yeah. In 1999, 29,000 committed suicide. This is a heck of a jump from 29,000 to 42,000. Here's a couple of statistics here. Girls ages 10 to 14, the suicide rate tripled
Yep.
from 50 to 150.
Yep. These kids, and I think girls are more susceptible to that than boys, are put under such peer pressure with
The daily fashion show.
with the social media
Yep.
and the Facebook and everything else, and everything that they do gets broadcast, and even that they don't do gets broadcast. If they start, stuff comes back at them,
Yeah.
and they're helpless to
They
fight
also, their bodies are changing. There's all kinds of chemical stuff going on. They are maturing into a woman, and that just doesn't come bingo
That's right.
like the snap of a thumb, snap of a finger, or whatever that thing is right there. So they're under all kinds of pressure.
Yeah, the pressure is
And
immense for those.
they
that
have, seems to me emotionally, they are that's a very difficult age for,
Yeah.
for girls, where guys are just too stupid to know what's going on.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right. They don't give
yeah.
a damn.
No, they're just hopeless. However, then, once the girls get past 14 or 15,
Yeah, then
and
they-
this change stuff takes over, then the girls go 5,000 miles past the guys.
Oh, yeah.
And they can outsmart them. I mean, it's like, for heaven's sakes, they might as well be dealing with a rock in the middle of the woods, for heaven's sakes, as outsmarting a guy. I mean, God almighty. American Indians had the sharpest increase of all racial ethnic groups in suicide. Methods were very interesting. Death by hanging significantly increased, and death by guns dropped. 25%. Now, a lot of this it's I'm not sure how accurate it is, but some of it's probably a little bit of guesswork in here. But 25% is death by hanging. That's the number one. Men kill themselves 3.6 times more than women do. So for every woman suicide, you get 4 men suicides.
Again, it's pressure, tension.
And men over 75, this is going to cheer you and I up,
Oh,
have the highest rate.
oh, great, Bill. I got to watch you now.
Well, I think I think that we think of ourselves as bulls, bulldogs, supermen, and at 75 or so, we find our strength diminishing, our ability to do certain things
Find out that we're mortal after all.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and that we're not supermen.
Yeah.
What other factors do you think enter into this uptick in suicides?
Well, what I want to comment is the American Indian. I've been around in the Midwest where I came from. There was a lot of reservations. And you want to see some abject poverty. Some of these were really, really poor.
Right up in Maine.
Or Maine too, yeah. And I'm not talking about the Wampanoags and the Pequots down there with their casino and the Mohegans there.
That's phony
That's-
stuff
yeah.
anyway.
But,
These are the people that
they're
are really,
really
on
poor, yeah.
reservations.
Alcohol's a big problem with them people.
Bingo. But a bigger problem, I think, Wayne, is I have no future.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's no hope for this.
There's just they are just hopeless individuals,
Yep.
and they want to be together. They want to be with
course.
their own kind. There's nothing wrong with that,
No, that's normal.
but there's no support there because their own kind is in the same vortex being
Exactly.
pulled down. So we go in there and we try to work with these poor souls and say, now listen, suicide is not an answer to anything. We're here to help you, to job train you, to do this, to do that, to do 9 other things. And they just say, hey, white man, you stole our land. I mean, come on, what are you going to pull some more hocus pocus on us? So they reject our advice, our message that we're trying to help them. And I'm not so sure I blame them after what we did to them.
Yeah.
But I just think they're hopeless. And I'm not sure there's an answer to it, Duane.
No, I don't know what it is because nobody's come up with it for 100 years.
I look at this as the same thing as the inner city. People are trapped into substandard housing, crappy schools, crack being sold on every street corner, no jobs, pimps and drug dealers are looked up to and respected. How in the hell are we going to salvage anything out of that?
I don't know,
That's
Bill.
a horrible situation. Jeepers creepers. And Canada has decided to do their part. They introduced an assisted suicide bill. And according to the WAGs, that's going to pass.
Yeah, I think it will too.
And however, they'll join let's see, Switzerland, Germany, Albania, Colombia, Japan, and 3 or 4 states in the U.S. To do this. In the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg, allow doctors under strict conditions to euthanize patients by, I'm just saying, here, let's sign this, I'm hopeless. Hit me in the head with the mallet. I don't know. I have mixed emotions about this. I don't think that we have any right to play God. And to sit down with someone and say, you know what, Duane, why don't you just pull the old trigger tonight because you're not going to get any better. And I don't see where anybody has the right to say that to you or to me or anybody else.
No, I don't think so either.
But yet we're
how about
supposed
to say it to yourself.
Yeah, we're supposed to discuss this stuff with our doctor, the end of life stuff, and all
Well, they're starting
that.
to teach now that in medical school now.
Yeah. Do you know who my hero is?
No.
Bobby DeLeo, the Speaker of the House. He come out with a speech the other day, and I thought it was great. Talking about alternative energy supplies. Our legislation will create a competitive procurement process to allow hydroelectric, offshore wind, and other energy sources to play a greater role in the region's energy mix. Given our variety of goals, hydro will not be the only approach. Central to our goals is competition. Energy providers will have to compete to participate. Renewable energy providers would also be required to show the cost benefits, feasibility, economic development potential, and reliable impacts in order to compete, DeLeo said. So he's saying, you guys got another idea for energy? Sure, bring it on board, but it better be cheaper and more reliable than what we're doing now, rather than these knuckleheads that want, oh, let's have wind power. Well, yeah, it's 7 times more expensive than natural gas and 14 times more expensive than nuclear power, but we all said, or
No.
what did you do?
10,
10, okay.
I think, or 5.
Oh. So anyway, Bobby DeLeo is my new hero. I'm a proud guy to say that.
Wait till I got to what to say next time on that thing with the police officer. Then we'll.
How now? You're a lot older and smarter than I am. Well, you're not older.
I'm not older than you.
No, but you're smarter.
Well, probably not smarter either.
We could have a debate about that. I want you to explain something to me.
Yep.
Now, here we have 2 pictures.
All right.
We have this outstanding young individual in the paper.
Which one is this?
This is the Lollipop Bandit.
Oh my God, that guy.
And look what he's got in his hand.
We had a gun in one hand.
That's right. And he's reaching for money and all that.
Yep.
However, let's take a look at another picture, shall we? This time, our lad has a gun to the head of the woman.
The back of her head.
Yeah, but notice it's all blurred. They do not show him holding the gun to her
right,
head.
they don't. It's gone.
Now, is that because we're just too squeamish? Or is that because it'll prejudice us against this kid if they ever catch
You
him?
can see where the arm was holding her right here.
Yeah.
It leaves a blank.
Yeah. Is that because some people will feel icky about this?
Not only that, Guess what the Globe did about this? Nothing. Not one word.
Nothing?
Not one word was
They
printed
didn't
about
publish
that.
this picture?
They did not.
Didn't publish this
Got
picture?
it. Okay. Yep. No, they did not. They
Holy
didn't even mention it,
catfish.
on the little blurbs. They
Now
wouldn't say
I'm
a word about it.
infuriated.
It irritated me too. I saw it for sure because I saw that when the Herald had it on the cover or on the front page. I said, well, I'm going to go home and see what the Globe's got.
Well,
Nothing for days I looked for it.
Occasionally, we find things here that
Yep.
really are something that I have to bring to people's attention. Here's one of them. They've dug at a site of a theater in
Oh, yeah.
England that in 1599 was the first showing of Shakespeare's Henry V was staged there. Guess what the folks that are digging up this discovered?
I have no idea.
Well, hold on to your hat, buddy. They discovered that all of these theaters were not in the round.
Oh, they were.
This had a rectangular stage.
Shocking.
It just floors me.
Yep.
This makes, this multi-million-dollar,
Academia.
this hunt for broken pottery and relics just makes it all worthwhile.
Oh, absolutely.
We discovered this. This was great. And our president has come through. Do you remember when the Boko Haram,
Oh, yeah.
when they stole
young girls?
all the young girls?
Yep.
Remember what our president said? We're going to get them back.
Get them back. Oh, yeah.
Yep. 2 years later, they have found the first
Yep.
girl.
That's right. I saw that article.
Yep. So our president was he lying to us, fibbing to us, or just blasting off at the mouth, or what?
He was just poofing us.
Not another.
poofery,
Was
he
this
throws in.
political doublespeak?
Yeah. They didn't
Oh,
say that.
no. Well, folks, look at it all. But I'm telling you, next time we're going to deal with violence in the streets.
We're going to name names.
We're going to name names. We're going to talk about judges. We're going to talk about crime and punishment.
Yep.
And if we have any time left afterwards, we'll get back to a couple of these stupid things.
Got it.
Including the Olympics down in Rio de Janeiro. Do you know anybody in their sane mind that would go to that?
No. For a lot of
My
reasons.
God. Friends, thank you for showing up and listening in. We appreciate you, and we enjoy bringing the show to you. And do us a favor and reflect on the bravery of our men that died
That's right.
in the service. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Vet. Take care.
Right. Think of it.